Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, but first I want to go over a few select dates and events to look forward to in this week. But also I do want to ask you guys, how's everybody's weekend been? We did catch the UFC event. A lot of good fights, a lot of, times where I was kind of, cringing a little bit, but nonetheless, if you guys are UFC fans out there, let me know what you guys thought about the fights on Saturday. If you guys aren't a UFC fan, it's all good. Let me know how your weekend went down in the comments below. But with all of that in mind, let's look into this. So, from investing.com, we do see U.S. economic data this week. We do see services PMI on Monday, aka today, manufacturing PMI again today, CB consumer confidence on Tuesday, new home sales Wednesday, quarter 3 GDP on Thursday, durable goods orders on Thursday, jobless claims Thursday, core PCE price index Friday, and of course pending home sales on Friday. Now, all of these events are definitely playing into a few things that could move the market substantially. Do I think that all of these are going to play a big factor? I think that they will have, a decent percentage in terms of a factor to play into what the market could very well do. Again, we have been paying attention to more specific dates around November 1st to the 2nd, and of course the 13th to the 14th. The interesting thing about the first is that it is on a Tuesday, and the second is on a Wednesday. And then in terms of the 13th and 14th, we will look more into that as the time comes closer. But we are watching and really kind of paying attention to a few of the things happening around these markets. And these dates definitely are the ones that will, transform the entire market's trajectory, as I do say in this tweet. But we have been going over these dates for a while now, and I think that these are some of the most important ones. Also, I thought that this was very interesting. I'm just going to include this. It is a coincidence, 100%, but I thought that this was very crazy to look at from a little bit of a viewpoint. So we do see 1929 Athletics won World Series, and then 1980 Phillies won World Series, and then we do see 2008 Phillies won World Series, and then 2022 Phillies 80-67 to be determined. And yeah, this is going to be very interesting to say the least, and we do see over the past 100 years this surest sign of an upcoming or an oncoming financial crisis has been a Philadelphia-based baseball team winning the World Series. And I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's really not, because technically speaking, going off of these dates, it really kind of has played into it. So this is interesting. Obviously, it's more of a coincidence. It's more of speculation, if you will. But with everything kind of aligning perfectly, this would be crazy to see happen. And we do see over here as well. So we do see once again markets are back to hopes of a Fed pivot. This is not March of 2020. A bottom won't form overnight. Many investors will soon learn another valuable lesson. The Fed's job is to limit inflation, not send stocks higher. Controlling inflation now requires a recession. Now, I personally think and I believe that we are already in a recession. We've been focused on this for a little bit of time as well on this channel, and really kind of talking, engaging where we are at economically worldwide. Things are definitely breaking. I will say, as we look at everything happening around us, things are breaking down, and this is a big issue. We have been focused on this for a while. Now, again, does that mean that things can't get worse and this recession could continue to worsen going into the next couple weeks, months or so? Yeah, it definitely could do so. But we have to watch for things to kind of unfold. And by the way, shout out to Kobaisi. I hope that I'm saying that Kobaisi, I don't know. Shout out to Kobaisi Letter over on Twitter. And I think everyone should definitely go and check them out. I've seen a lot of their tweets come up on my Twitter. I am not even following them myself. Wow. But definitely go check them out. But yeah, I think that this is something to consider. I mean, in my opinion, I don't believe that the Fed's job is to send stocks higher. I think that they have already basically done that, going all the way back to 2020 and 2021. But a lot of it was more of a induced FOMO into risk on assets. But it really is something interesting to say the least, looking at everything aligning and seeing what the Fed is going to do next. I think that that is going to be the big decisive factor around these markets. I think that a lot of these economic datas that are going to be released this week are going to be the big ones as well. We are definitely paying attention to everything unfolding rapidly. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about something very interesting. So, shout out to Frank Giustra, but he just did a huge interview with Daniela Cambone, and it's on YouTube. You guys can go check it out. It says a global monetary reset is here. Countries no longer want to utilize the dollar, for example. We covered a lot of topics, including markets, currencies, gold, geopolitics. But we also talked about life, food, and olive oil. Global monetary reset is here. And let's go check this out. So here is a 45-second clip from CoinDesk. Also, RizXRP posted this as well, or I shouldn't say this is from CoinDesk. This is from the interview, and then we do see like a CoinDesk snippet down here talking about the Bretton Woods 3 thesis. And again, a digital asset backed by gold. We will talk about that and address that as well. But shout out to RizXRP for this, and listen closely.
You saw that Credit Suisse report talking about Bretton Woods 3. Mm-hmm. Very good report. I don't agree with all of it because what Credit Suisse was saying is that the world is heading towards a currency system backed by commodities in general, right, which I think is going to be too hard to manage or too volatile. The shipping and storage is going to be very difficult to calculate, whatever. Gold, on the other hand, is owned almost universally by all the central banks already. It is viewed as money. It is money.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, the new super currency China would be victorious, and it would be some sort of central bank currency. I don't want to say digital, backed by gold.
That's what I believe. Otherwise, why are they buying all this gold and not disclosing it? You saw that.
And I do want to talk about this. So a lot of people will say that XRP will be backed by gold here. I don't believe that that is the case. In fact, I'm actually going to show you guys something that I believe is happening with XRP around the future monetary system here in a second. But yeah, it definitely is good to note that the BRICS nations have been accumulating massive amounts of gold, and they haven't just started it in the last 2 years. They've been doing this since 2010 as well. There's reports about Russia stockpiling gold back in 2010. You could look at even China stockpiling gold in the last couple of years as well. I mean, things in terms of the BRICS, this has been a multi-year, I mean, like technically it's over a decade now of accumulating gold, moving towards this new system, because again, all of these major nations are tired of the dollar financial weapon, and that is the US dollar and SWIFT. I mean, the US is utilizing both of these as financial weapons to control the global money transfer system. And this is a big issue. And over here is my opinion on how things will work, and it goes all the way back to May 7th of 2020. If you guys have been in the XRP community, you are probably all aware of this graphic. This was originally made by Martin C.P. Volk. Shout out to QSR Warp for this, but we do see the SDR monetary system backed by gold with XRP bridge going all the way back to 2020. Look at the likes and the retweets on this. Like, nobody even looked at this. It's comical. But I'm going to open this up in a new tab, zoom in so that you guys can see it. So here you guys have it. So the theory is largely based on the book The Death of Money by James Rickards, but adapted for the participation of crypto assets. And here we have it, the coming reset of the international monetary system, gold realities, gold myths. And this does go on to mention a few things around gold if you guys do want to go and read all of it. I don't want to read too much about everything on this because it would just take me all day, and I don't want to waste your guys' time. So nonetheless, I'm sure that a lot of you know about what an SDR is, special drawing rights. This is more so centered on the fixed basket of currency, that is utilized globally. And this includes, the United States dollar, the euro, Japan's currency, China's currency, the United Kingdom's currency, and all other major economies around the world. The SDR is what is utilized globally right now, with, of course, the US dollar being the main focus point, the reserve currency, if you will. So with all of that in mind, if you guys didn't know, there you guys have the, overall breakdown of what it is. But you can see the entire list here. So here you have gold backing the SDR of all the major currencies out there, and we do see all of these leading to central bank digital currencies, and we will need a bridge between all of this. Maybe XRP, if you will, right? Because we've been focused on XRP being the bridge for a very long time. It's always been considered the bridge currency. So we have gold price up there, non-deflationary price of gold in a global gold-backed SDR standard, Tier 1, the SDR, which would be defined as equal to a specified weight in gold. Tier 2, each local currency unit would be defined as a specified quantity of SDRs, since the local currency is defined in SDRs and the SDRs are defined in gold. By extension, every local currency would be worth a specified weight in gold. Finally, since every local currency is in a fixed relationship to SDRs and gold, each currency would also be in a fixed relationship to one another. Now, this is the best way that I've always said the new monetary system reset will happen. I've always said that we will have CBDCs backed by gold. And in this entire breakdown here, it's basically just that, except visualized to be centered around an SDR, which we would 100% need anyways, in terms of a basket currency. Now, with all of that in mind, we look at the bridge. So here we have participation. In order to participate in the new gold SDR system, a member nation would have an open capital account, meaning that its currency would have to be freely convertible into SDR's gold or currencies of the other participating methods or members. Now, the method for this, we would see over here, China. This should not be a burden for the United States, Japan, the Eurozone, or others who already maintain open capital accounts, but it could be an impediment for China, which does not. And we do see, however, China may find the attractions of a non-dollar gold-backed currency, such as the new SDR, sufficiently enticing that it would open its capital account as broadly as possible. And here we have, again, the bridge currency. XRP would act as a bridge between digital central bank currencies, which themselves lack interoperability. XRP would be defined as a specified quantity of SDRs, just like the local currencies. That would be the price of XRP. It wouldn't be, back to gold. It wouldn't be 1-to-1 or anything like that, which a lot of people have specified and, talked a little bit about and speculated on. But here we have the role of central bank digital currencies, or the central banks as well. Then we have an echo of the old Bretton Woods system. So we do see the percentage of physical gold backing the currency issues could even be increased or decreased from time to time if needed. However, central banks participating in the system would be required to maintain the fixed gold price in their currency by acting as buyers and sellers in physical gold. Any central bank perceived as too easy for too long would find citizens lined up at the doors and would be quickly stripped of its gold. The IMF gold swap lines backed by other central banks would be made available to deal with temporary adjustment requirements, an echo of the old Bretton Woods system. These gold market operations would be conducted transparently to instill confidence in the process. So this entire system, from a viewpoint, looks 100% possible. Not only possible, but very efficient. It's also a lot more realistic to view it like this, because this is the best way that I've always said, a central bank digital currency system would work. The only difference here is that you see these central bank digital currencies just labeled down here instead of, having CBDCs basically issued out on DLTs backed by gold, which again would be a step within this. In fact, I would argue that Tier 3 would be CBDCs issued out on private and public ledgers for wholesale and retail use. But this is the best way to really kind of determine what will happen next. Now, again, is this 100% guaranteed to happen tomorrow or anything like that? Not exactly. In fact, we don't know what's going to happen in terms of this major reset. All we know is that DLT and crypto will most likely play a vital role within it, because it has been the focus point from the IMF, from the World Economic Forum, from the BIS, from the major government entities around these big currencies like the United Kingdom, China, Japan, Euro, and even the United States. So when we look at this, again, it doesn't seem too unrealistic for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts with that. But with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.